Don't marry anyone you don't respect. He'll beat you. You know why he'll beat you? You will run your mouth. You will insult him. And he'll beat you. Unless you have self-control. If you don't respect him, you disrespect him. And men don't like to be disrespected. Even little boys, they want to be respected. But the fact of the matter is that respect is something you earn. So if you don't respect the man, don't marry him. It doesn't matter what he gives you, don't marry him.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening.
Problem. Another problem.
My name is Asitonka Agri Abba, and channel is called Asi Darling because I'm such a darling.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Asi Darling. Thank you guys so much for clicking once again. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And to all my OGs, you know what to do. Comment down below, let me know, gang, and make sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. All right, so today's video we're going to be talking about another poll run by our amazing, delectable Miss Ashrey B. So on this video, it's kind of like a sub to the last video where I told you people I was going to do people that have gotten married to someone that their parents did not approve of and what their experience is like in the marriage. In the last video, our last point was about a mom that didn't approve of the person her daughter wanted to marry, so she ended up marrying somebody she didn't love, and right now it's 5 years and she still doesn't love the person. She's miserable. So on this video we're going to be discussing the ones that went ahead to marry the one that their heart told them, and whether or not their parents liked it and how their experience has been so far. Okay, so let's get right into it. This one said, my mom didn't approve of my hobby because of his religion, and she kept slyly trying to discourage me. She got to know him now and his family, and now she adores him. Marriage is going great. Amazing stuff. Okay, so this one said, thank God I didn't listen to them. Right now he's their fave son-in-law. This one says, Jesus, I am suffering right now from the second day of our wedding. Right now I'm on my way out. Oh my God, that's sad. Michael is sick. Hold on.
Hey guys, watch on the
Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you. All right, so this next one says, ironically, not marrying someone my parents approved of at the time turned out to be a blessing. Turns out he was diabolic, and we only found out after I refused to marry him. Wow, lucky escape. Fam, sometimes I'm telling you, especially those of you that have strong, prayerful parents, listen to them. Listen to them, don't do his view, her view, and forget yourself. So in this person's case, we're very lucky. Okay, so this one said, at first mom was not happy because she believes he's not a born-again Christian. I refused to listen to them. Now they're all glad I made the choice because I was so lucky. So in her case it works. I know a lot of people are very spiritual, so they feel born again. Like, you can be a Christian, but they're like, are you born again? Okay, she was like, she still went ahead, and now they're happy with her decision. This next one says, he thought he had power over me since I chose him over my parents. Oh, we're divorced 4 years later. Yes, this is also something that happens because in their mind, like, your parents are quarreling with you since you disobeyed them, so I can treat you anyhow. So you have to also be very careful. Oh, it's me and you against the world. When you go and reach the house, you truly be against the world. Sometimes they are locked up. Women that are locked up, they delete all your friends, block everybody, just you. So this one says, my mom came from a Jehovah's Witness family. My dad, a Methodist. My mom and her family were my dad's tenants, and that's how they met and married. People called her gold digger and all of that. My grandparents from my mom's side refused that she had to move to the village to stay with my dad's mom till they got married. Well, he turned out to be the best husband ever. He became a witness on his own many years later. My dad died in 2017, and their marriage was the best amongst others. And many times they blessed him and thanked God that my mom didn't listen to them. Funny as it sounds, my mom is the one threatening hell if we don't marry witnesses. If I talk now, she will say I'm being disrespectful. This is even funny because her mom in her own case married a Methodist, but now she's threatening that they must marry witnesses, which is weird. I know that a lot of Jehovah Witnesses, they marry within their ranks. I know that there are many churches that you want the person to be from the same church, but I feel like Pentecostal, they marry like Redeem can marry winners, they cross. But some other churches, like it is so, this must marry this person. We have talked about Catholic Anglican problem, Catholic Pentecostal issues, and some marriages that were cancelled because of that. So church is actually a big factor. This next one says, my mom and siblings were against the wedding because they felt my husband was a gold digger only after my family's money and that his job couldn't feed us. We didn't know each other long enough, but my dad was our biggest supporter. It's been over a year. My mom and my hubby are now best of friends. Unfortunately, some of my siblings still don't get along with my husband, but it's only a matter of time because Oga is a sweetheart and I know they can't help but love him. Yeah, so her own is going well. All right, so this one says, we got married in November 2021 and it's been great, though we waited about 3 years to get the approval because we wanted church wedding and all, plus people always said it's better to get parental blessing. In 2021, we decided we were going ahead with or without their consent. After all, you don't need parents to get married in the Ikoyi registry. So we started praying, built our faith, read Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo's book. I love him, but my parents said no. Around June 2021, they came around and we got married in November 2021. It's been amazing. My parents call him more. Everyone has a great relationship. We are great. We are good. I'm glad I followed my heart. The fake pastor that said we couldn't marry in my parents' church impregnated a church member the same year. Always open up your heart, always open up your eyes and mind for any red flags too, so don't blame yourself later. Wow, this is actually a good one. So in her case, it was a fake prophet that told the parents that they couldn't marry. Another fake prophet has gone to impregnate church members. I've told the people, many fake people, up and down. So this one says, I thank God I married him. My mom's reason was because she had a fight with his sister many years ago. A fight that she was at fault of. My dad ignored her and made sure we got married. Now she doesn't talk to me anymore. Oh, but I'm happy, and my mother-in-law treats me like her last born. Okay, so her mom has still not come around because she had a fight with her husband's sister many years ago, and according to her story, her mom was even the one at fault. Oh, that's so weird and funny. This one says, we've been together for 12 years in total, 4 years in marriage, 9 years of living together. Our story was not easy. When we first got together, my mom knew everything and she seemed to agree. My father, even though didn't know anything about us, considered him a good guy. That they chatted, they spent hours and hours chatting about Bible study and church. Then one day, he decided to tell my father about his intentions for me. From that day, hatred of both parents towards him. Wow. 2 years later, I got pregnant and left the house, convinced of my choice due to my parents' behavior. My husband's family also began not to want us together. They said I was not the only woman in the world and that my parents can take me back. Oh, I don't need to laugh. This is actually a sad one. Okay, so we loved each other. We continued. Long story short, they all got tired and allowed us to marry. The wedding day was a disaster. 2 families held their face. Today, I'm very happy with my choice and I'll choose my husband again. Many waters cannot quench love. Wow, that's actually a risky one because it can go sideways and you will not even have who to anchor with. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts. And this next person says, it was just my mom around and she didn't approve of him. Wish I listened. Was narcissistic, arrogant, troublemaker, never means well, everything you can think of. 3.5 years married, 6 years separated, and almost divorced with a child. He still tries to make my life a living hell. God pass him. Wish I listened to my mom and ended things. I made a decision to live between life and death. I wish our paths never crossed. Again, I'm thankful to God for a second chance. Single and never been happier except when he starts his drama. Her case, she wishes she listened to her mom. Alright, so this one says, let me not write epistles. My mother-in-law didn't approve of us. Still doesn't. I mean, I do my best for this woman, but she's a demon. Oh my God. Who constantly remind me people begged her in order for me to marry her son. I have my own money. She showed my family hell, but I still tried to show her love until I exploded one day. I changed it for her. Mama collected sense. She's alone, so loneliness is affecting her, but I cannot come and die. I just let her be, and my kids don't go for sleepover, a day trip, and we are back home. She's the only one missing out because she only has boys and they are all aware she's problematic. I'm happy in my marriage. My husband is very sweet. Oh guys, stories, hey, crazy things are happening. So this one says, my dear, my dad was the hurdle we had. We spent 3 years begging him for his approval, but he didn't budge. So my uncle carried on with the blessing. After the marriage, my father refused to visit the house. The marriage has been blissful ever since. I thank God every day I followed my heart. Thanks for this platform. So basically, her father is still not in support. They've been married for, she didn't state how long they've been married, but they spent 3 years begging the dad. So please manage. They spent 3 years begging him. Oh my God. Why are you crying? Because I say you should just shift. Let me do video. You're crying. You want to say hi, guys? Yeah, say it.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I see Daddy.
So yeah, okay now. Are you okay now?
Yes.
Alright, can you shift? Let mommy continue. Thank you. This one says, this is me currently. I am stuck. So many negative revelations concerning our future. I also had my own revelation, but I believe with prayer, things will work out for good. The revelations were stronger when the wedding date was approaching. We had to cancel the wedding. Family members are saying I should not marry him. No one is giving consent. I have my fears concerning the revelation. The major reasons for my fears are my mom and her immediate younger sisters were told not to get married to who they ended up getting married to. Now they are not enjoying their marriage. My second fear is my Bobo's spiritual life. I met him at a very young age, but as I grew, I wanted him to be highly spiritual. I'll rate him 20%. I have been with him for 6 years. He has all the good qualities, but this part, no. We pray together sometimes. He's believing nothing will happen. He doesn't believe in what they say. Please, if you have been in this situation, please advise, because I think every day and I have never been confused in my life. People should advise so, because what do you guys think? Man, I believe so much in instincts. This revelation, so to speak, hope is not just man's intuition, but I feel like, man, people should advise her in the comment section. This one passed me. This one said it's her dad that was against it. Her mom did and has always been a part of their lives. Her husband is fantastic, a dependable friend, attentive dad. When I read so many negative stories about marriage, I just can't relate. That's how great he has been. I mean, we have normal fights like every other couple, but I'm glad I took the risk. Initially, it was like heaven will fall. First year was very tough for us, and we wondered if we made the right decision. But when we normalized, we became inseparable. It's been 10 years, and it's sad that my father is missing out, because he's missing out on the opportunity to be a doting grandpa and father-in-law. So 10 years and her father is still not budging. He has no relationship with my husband and kids. Some Nigerian parents need to know when to let it go. Life is passing. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so sad. So this person now replied and said, wow, for 10 years your father is hardened though. I bet his pride and not knowing how to bridge the gap. I suggest you meet up with him and give him a second chance to mend the relationship. If he continues, at least you know you tried, and so you will not regret anything. I feel yes, that's also a point. You know, the older they get, the more annoying they become. But what would you do? I feel like you should go and bridge the gap, because you won't even be happy if you hear that tomorrow, God forbid, your father died and this was just a thing of pride and both of you trying to have strong head. So just try to bridge the gap. This one said, my parents didn't really have an issue with him. It's his parents that didn't like me or approve of me. When I got pregnant with my first child, they said I have to come over and live with them before they can come for any introduction or whatever we plan. I was like, who the hell does that? We were still on the matter till I gave birth. I stayed with my mom throughout the pregnancy. After some months, my man came back and said all what happens was because his mom didn't like me, but he loves me. I believe him, and I start all over again with him. I got pregnant again after a year and a half. He was scared to tell his mom that I was pregnant again. I was like, are you scared of your decision? Because at this point, I don't understand. To cut the long story short, on my second child naming ceremony was the last time I had a good conversation with this man. Now I'm living alone as a single mom. Fam. Do you guys understand? Like, his parents did not approve. She got pregnant. They said, okay, come and stay with us. She said no, she stayed with her mom. They still did not approve. The husband came back after that pregnancy. I was like, oh, he still loves her. She got pregnant again, and after the naming ceremony for the second child, she has not heard from him. And now she's single. Wow, crazy things are happening. Guys, what do you guys... Okay, this one said, my husband's mom and siblings disapproved of our union. They didn't know we were legally married already. He told his mom before he proposed. They were all happy and present. I was even surprised a few weeks later. He asked that we get married legally and quietly. I thought all was well, only for us to announce a trad and church wedding date, and they started saying he was rushing. Next thing, it degenerated to hatred. I was so scared, and my family told me to back off. He begged and stood his ground, continued the wedding plan, got his uncles to come for the trad, but his family swore they would not be present. It was a terrible situation. We proceeded with the weddings. They didn't show. It's been 6 years now of pure bliss. I cannot picture my life without him. I'm so glad I took this silly risk. They came around and apologized for not giving me the chance. Now my mother-in-law thinks I'm her favorite daughter. Well, they missed out on a beautiful wedding. It's all love now, and it's my best decision. Wow, I was scared for a minute though. People have strong mind though in this love matter. Let me know what you guys think. This other person is bringing up a new one. Says, well, not my parents, but my older sister did not approve. She kept saying he's not a good person because he has a child from a previous marriage, and she called me a slut for considering to be with him or to be with somebody like that. I sure ignored her and went on to seeing other family members that were in support. I'm glad I did because he makes me happy. We are not rich, but we are comfortable, and I know he goes out of his way to make sure I'm taken care of. Otherwise, of course, marriage has challenges, but we are doing well. Elder sisters that are becoming this strict like this. Now, wow. All right, so this one said, wish I listened to them. Their suspicions about him was right. He was a gold digger. I am now divorced. Yeah. This one said, I married someone who my pastor then didn't approve of. It's been bliss for 5 years. I've told you people several times, pastors have a way, and this one self even relates personally to me. If you've watched the story of me being excommunicated because I got married to my husband, my pastor then didn't approve of the marriage, and we've been married ever since. So most times you find people that I feel pass up good marriages or possibly happy homes because of what their pastor thinks or because their pastor did not approve. But if you have experienced that, or you know someone that has experienced that, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This one said, it was tough at first. I was convinced he was a good man. Glory be to God. We've been married for 2 years. I have no regrets. You know, most times when you go ahead and marry without your parents' approval or without approval from people, it just seems like you're walking on eggshell. When they're around you, you want to put up this front that you're happy. You have to force yourself to smile. You have to keep posting pictures to pepper them that I'm well taken care of. Hope when you make a decision, as long as you have peace in your spirit, you have peace in your mind, that this is what you're supposed to do. That's the most important thing, okay? So this one said, my dad was against it, but later he agreed. But he ended in premium tears, and he kept reminding me that he warned me. You know, there's something called the permissive will of God. You keep pushing God. God, I beg now, please now. God said, don't go. God, I want to go. God said, don't go. God, I want to go. He said, now, you know what? Just go. It's like permissive will. So her father initially was against it, and they kept pressurizing him. He now said, okay, do it. And now it has ended in tears, and the father is saying, what? Guess what? I told you before. There are some people that have submitted their own testimonials, and it's like, oh, my parents were against it. We kept pushing them. They finally agreed, and we are happy. So it can be either ways. You can push somebody to get their approval, and it will end in tears. That approval doesn't automatically mean it will end well. It might just be because you're stressing me or because you're pushing me. Sometimes parents can approve, they can bless you, they can love, and it will still end in tears. Do you understand? So for this thing, it's just God and his prayers. This one said, I didn't marry him and I regret it. I should have stood my ground. Oh yeah, I was so young, barely 20. Oh, He's married now and I'm not. Thank God we are miles apart. He's like regretting that she actually didn't, but she was barely 20. You know, sometimes when you're younger than 20, like when we did the age gap thing, I feel like when you're young, like 18, it's very hard for your parents to approve for you to get married that early. I know that you might be mature, but understand from their point, like you're really, really young. It's like my younger sister now saying she wants to get married. I will break the man's head. In my mind, I'm here doing video with you. You think I will allow my sister at 18 marry? How now? It will not even work. Is he running? You should go and wait another, you know, I feel like when you enter your 20s, let's say 24, 25. For me, but let me know what you guys think. Like at that point, I feel first, being mature mentally is good. Being mature age-wise gives you another advantage because with age comes a certain kind of wisdom that only age can bring. I know there's maturity that you can have irrespective of age, but there's a wisdom that comes with age. So she shouldn't actually blame her parents since she was less than 20. Okay, so this one says, my mom opposed my sister's wedding and now she's back to our house with 3 kids. If only she listened. You know, this thing, it's not really anybody's fault. And I always say, like, this channel is a no judgment zone. Before you go ahead and say, oh, you, why did you do this? Or you, why did you do that? Understand that people see love and see marriage and see life from different angles. You can never tell. You can never know the heart of somebody. The person, you date the person for 10 years. The first day you marry, there's problem. You date the person for 1 year and you'll be married for 10 years. You don't know how this thing works, okay? So let's not blame anybody. This next one says, it ended in tears. He betrayed me, broke my heart. I cried back home in shame. Please, nobody should do so. My mom didn't approve of my marriage. Now I'm getting to see reasons why. I'm full of regret. I wish I should have listened to her in the first place. This marriage has no peace. Yeah, sad one. He said my parents approved, but my elder sister didn't because she didn't want me to get married before her. We didn't talk for almost 4 years, but we are good now. Yeah. This is serious, oh. Well, okay, wait. Elder sister, you see your younger sister marrying. Parents have approved, but you not approved because you don't want her to marry before. Like, that's really weird. Do you know that there are some cases where the elder sister will now go and find one emergency husband and quickly marry so that she'll marry before her younger sister? You might have issues. This thing is not competition. Like I did a video where people were like, oh, what of age? It's not an age matter. Everybody has their time and your time is perfect. Believe God that your time is perfect. You will not miss. You will not be too late. Like a prayer I used to pray. I can never be too late to get the best. When it's the time for the best, you're not late. That's the time. So this one said, my mom didn't approve. It was a disaster, to be honest. My mom didn't think he was a good enough person for me. She swore down that he was trying to use me for papers. All this wasn't true. It was about control. I mean, she destroyed the wedding before it happened. During the introduction, it was a disaster. I didn't end up marrying him. Sometimes I still think it would have worked out if I was just firm about my decisions. Yeah, I ultimately didn't go ahead because my pastor said it wouldn't work out. Pastor, mother. I was very naive at the point when I had spoken to my pastor and I was just tired. So I ended all preparations for the wedding. I want to blame my mom completely for how things went, but in the end, I know I was the person that made the decision. This really messed up my faith and my relationship with my mother. Anyways, 5 years later, we are still both very single. So who knows? Yeah, I feel this is really sad. I know that we have talked about red flags and things that cause divorce, and one of them was most people going to marry somebody in the US for papers, and the mom in this case was thinking it was so. I know that yes, you want your daughter to be happy. I know that you might be right about certain things, but if papers is the only reason, you shouldn't scatter your daughter's wedding. Like, she's in love with him, everything, man. It's just papers. Like, for me personally, I feel if that is your only fear, if that's your only red flag, you should pray about it. I know that it can be hurtful that she goes into a divorce, but getting to a point where even pastor, like now, according to her story, it has destroyed her faith. So let me know what you guys think. Question: do you think that if you've met somebody, those of you in the US, he checks all the boxes, everything is sound, but then you have a fear at the back of your mind that he's coming to you just for papers, would you go ahead and cancel the wedding? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that a lot of people are falling trapped with this, and for them, some of them, they were in the relationship seeing all the red flags, but close their nose, close their eye. But for this one, he gave you no red flags, he gave you nothing. Everything was blissful, but you still just shall have the feeling that what if it's papers? Let me know what you think in the comment section. You know, those of us that are not in the papers part, we cannot say anything about it, but let us know, because people even marry in Nigeria that it's not a paper matter, and they still break up and they still break their hearts. So advising the person that was talking about spirituality and her heart not being at peace, this person said, my husband no they go church or mosques, but he has the purest heart. See, like I said, follow your heart, forget about religion or what family members think. Because if I have listened to revelation, maybe I'll still be single. He's not your husband. You guys can't stay for long. Yet see us 10 years marriage anniversary in a few weeks. No marriage is perfect, and communication is all we need. Long story short, follow your heart. I personally think same, because I know that a lot of people say, oh, make sure your husband is the spiritual head. As at the time I was marrying my husband, I personally thought that I was the one that was more spiritually inclined. Right now, he's the one that is more spiritually inclined. I feel that yes, the spirituality and the religion takes a place, but understand that morality takes a high ground. Morality, you can marry a pastor that is wicked. You can marry a pastor that opens Bible every day. He preaches, he uses the word to manipulate you. So don't be in that, like, I feel like you should just go and pray. Just go and think, you know. Don't rush to anything. Okay, so this person said, I am a Jehovah's Witness, and the don't marry a non-witness ruin my happiness over and over again. Our men are bad. They feel they are doing you a favor by marrying you. Witnesses, let us know your thoughts. I've met people outside my denomination that are so sweet, but my parents say no marriage. I'll be 36 this year. I'm single as F, living with a boring life. I got a very good job, but no, not happy at all, because I'm super duper lonely. I want to relocate. Maybe I will find a partner there. I'm so sad. Sometimes I wish I wasn't born into this religion. Sis, I feel like you should do you, because religion, What do you guys think? I feel witnesses take it very serious. Very, very serious. And there are lots of single, beautiful Jehovah's Witnesses. They change branch. The men start feeling like hot cakes. It's weird. If you can change, maybe Jehovah's Witness abroad, you find somebody, I guess. A lot of parents have ruined some beautiful chances of their children getting married because of false prophets. Because one pastor said, or one lady said, yeah. And it's true. Mom opposed our union heavily, but gave in because I was able to convince her in the end. But her reason was because of his mother. She heard a lot about how she's money hungry. I thought it was all baloney until 4 years later, with a newborn, I am alone. He's married to a rich heiress. His mother was the connector. Oh, it's 13 years later, me and my baby girl are held at him. It turned out that indeed he married me because I was in the UK, then chose divorce since I refused to return. I suffered many things, but my girl gives me joy. There are many mothers that are in these shoes. Let's not call a particular Eastern region, because a lot of people have reported this need of mothers connecting. Go and marry this person's daughter. Go and marry this person's. Come on now. And mommy's boys, Anambra people are on this table. Hey, I know that, see, I love my son to death, and if my son loves me in return, I'm not going to feel bad. But I personally feel like I, as the mother, should know where to draw the line. Do you understand? This whole connecting your son to rich heiress, and you forget that he can enter that home and they will not respect him. Your son is going to marry a rich man's daughter. 1 naira he did not bring out. Her father brought out everything. Her parents organized everything. At the end of the day, you're finding them to respect your son as an in-law. You're joking. You're a joker. It is not going to be done. It's just the circumstance of life. And that lady knows at the back of her mind that you married me because of my father's money. So small disrespect where you go to get from here and there. Let me know what you guys think, because it's very possible. Now says, my parents didn't want my eldest brother to marry his wife. Reasons because she was older and she's disabled. She uses clutches. I and my brother begged my parents. We sent people, pastors, to beg them to allow him marry, but they refused. I was the only person who supported him from the word go. Anyways, my brother eventually defied my parents and they got married in court. And then they had a beautiful girl within a year who looked exactly like my mom. Despite the refusal from my parents, my sister-in-law never relented in showing my parents so much love. Sometimes she would do stuff for them and use me as a front so they wouldn't know it was from her. Anyways, after they had their second baby, my parents eventually gave in and embraced her as a daughter-in-law. 15 years later, she's the apple of their eyes. They love her to bits. My mom even gave her a nickname, calls her quality wine. Hey, yeah. Oh, my sister-in-law is the disabled magistrate that was interviewed by BBC Pidgin a few weeks ago. She shared her story there. Oh my God! Yes! Fam, I watched it. If I see that, I'm going to... Are you serious? If I see that particular interview, I have goosebumps. If I see that interview, I'm going to attach it.
Wake up my court, come see say, person wey wan decide their case na person wey dey physically challenged. I know say many of them go get something for mind wey they wan talk, but they no fit talk am out, you know, considering who they wan talk to. You know say if you talk anyhow, you fit no go your house that day. The day wey they swear me in as senior magistrate, as in my belle sweet me well. One, na the first time wey they make person wey get challenge like this senior magistrate for Anambra State.
So good, that's so good. Guys, what do you guys think about all this? From your own end, would you get married to somebody your parents did not approve of? What would your course of action be if your parents did not approve of the person you want to get married to? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as usual, remain your girl, Darling. Hope you liked this video. Hope you remember to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.